So, Black Adam is coming out soon, October 21st to be exact, and after Matt Reeves' The Batman, it has DC fans as excited and curious as ever. Everyone's favorite, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, will don the suit of the infamous Black Adam and hit the big screens. Without much mention in the live-action DC films, it has fans, new and old, wondering what's to come. First of all, what's the suit going to look like? Initially showing up in DC Comics back in 1945, Black Adam sported a golden lightning bolt on his sternum surrounded by a dark suit and cape with complementing golden accessories, such as a belt, shoes, and wrist cuffs. We're all dying to know how much of it has changed with the on-screen adaptation, right? Well, going by the trailer, things are not all the same. The golden thunderbolt and the accessories seem faded and gray in some shots, but not to worry, the classic look is there too. And boy, does The Rock look like the man for the job. It turns out he rejected the original suit with padded muscles on to favor a natural form-fitting suit, which looks spectacular. And did we mention the torn-up hood? He's channeling the anti-hero look, alright? Secondly, who's the villain of our corrupted anti-hero? Every good film needs its villains, right? Where the Marvel Cinematic Universe sometimes suffers from its lackluster bad guys, the recent DC films have killed it with stellar performances such as Colin Farrell portraying the Penguin and giving the iconic character a new life. It's a funny story about how the well-kept secret was accidentally revealed in the form of an action figure. You must be asking yourself how that happened. Online sleuths found promotional images of the upcoming Black Adam action figure lineup, which features our man. You must be asking, who is he and who's playing him? Sabbac is a villain who, much like Shazam, calls out his name, Sabbac, and is imbued with his powers. It's rumored to be played by Marwan Kanzari, who was initially cast in an undisclosed role. Too bad, DC, the secret's out, but everyone's hoping we see a phenomenal supporting cast that does not only rely on Dwayne carrying the film. Moving on, how's this going to affect the DC Extended Universe, or DCEU? You might be asking yourself, a new character this strong has to change something, right? Well, introducing Black Adam poses many new scenarios, and fan theories are as wild as ever. Is he going to be in the upcoming Shazam film in December? Unfortunately, not in this one, but maybe in a future iteration, we'll see the two on the big screen. Is he as strong as Superman? They face off in the comics, so who knows if we see the two giants battle it on screen one day. Henry Cavill and The Rock have hinted at the fact, and fingers crossed, it happened sooner rather than later. This news shook us after the disappointing fight that was Batman vs. Superman. We were looking for a comic book adaptation that stays true to its origins when being ported to a live-action version. But with all the recent delays, you must ask yourself, when will we get to see this? Well, at least we're guessing not in the next few years. On to the casting and surrounding controversy. The lead role of Black Adam, Teth Johnson, is championed by Dwayne Johnson, with the supporting cast consisting of some very prominent names, like Pierce Brosnan, who you remember as an old James Bond, plays the role of Dr. Fate, Kent Nelson. Other actors like Aldous Hodge play Carter Hall, Hawkman, Noah Centineo as Adam Smasher, Albert Rothstein, Sarah Shahai as Adriana Tomaz, Marwan Kanzari as Ishmael Gregor, Sabbac, and Contessa Swindle as Maxine Hunk, Cyclone. Black Adam in the comics was originally set in Egypt, but the film takes place in the fictional North African nation of Kandak. The movie recently came under fire for its less than inclusive casting, which lacks Egyptian actors, and some cited the change in setting had to do with casting sensitivities. When we think about it, the change in setting also has us missing the Egyptian pyramids and the desert setting they provide. It would have been cool to see Black Adam fighting right next to these historical monuments, but we can't have it all. So you're wondering, why is it still not out yet? Initially slated for release in December of 2021, the highly anticipated film got delayed to July 2022 and yet again to October 2022. We can't believe it either, and this much waiting has got our minds churning. So what's with the delays? You didn't expect big-budget Hollywood movies to do you this dirty, right? Unfortunately, COVID hasn't been kind to the movie industry either. The delays are attributed to the backlogged VFX department, and guys, trust us, superhero movies rely heavily on post-production edits and CGI, so hopefully it's gonna be worth the wait, and who wants to watch a half-baked film anyway? But that's not to say that these delays don't get annoying. Not restricted to just films, video games are also following suit and cannot commit to a singular release date. Is this just becoming a regularly accepted phenomenon, or are audiences and fans willing to roll over at developers and studios will? Let us know. You must be wondering what he's like in the comics. Black Adam, also known as Teth or Theo Adam, is a fictional supervillain slash anti-hero that appears in DC Comics. Created by Otto Bender and C.C. Beck, the character is one of the arch enemies of of the superhero Captain Marvel and the nemesis of the Marvel family, unrelated to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Black Adam appeared in the first issue of Fawcett Comics, the Marvel Family comic book. But then, Black Adam was revived as a recurring character after DC Comics acquired the Fawcett characters and began publishing Shazam, formerly Captain Marvel Family Stories, under the title Shazam, somewhere in the 1970s. In different iterations of comics, his origin story tends to vary, but originally hailing from Egypt and the descendant of pharaohs, he's granted powers by the wizard Shazam as he transforms into Mighty Adam, a person who gains superhuman abilities after saying Shazam. But soon after, these powers corrupt him, and he's referred to as Black Adam instead. Moving on to other related news. If you're excited about this release, you'll be happy to know DC has a solid stream of movies coming your way. The sequel to the original Shazam comes Shazam! Fury of the Gods, starring the very same Zachary Levi, and directed by David F. Sandberg, is coming in the not-so-distant December of 2022. The original film captivated audiences with Zach's stellar performance and a script consisting of a well-paced story with interspaced one-liners that left us all cackling in our seats. If it's anything like the first of the franchise, sign us up, and man, do we wish the release was sooner than December. Another notable film, the Aquaman sequel, is also set to release on March 17, 2023. James Wan returns to direct and stars Jason Momoa with his long flowing hair and trident handy. A wedding between Arthur, Jason Momoa, and Mira, Amber Heard, is likely. And let us know how the recent controversy surrounding Amber Heard and Johnny Depp affects the film, because fans are expected to be vocal about her reprising her role despite all the social media backlash following the very public lawsuit. However, DC held to its original casting decision, which seems problematic at this point, considering how the fans have repeatedly called for her to be removed from her role and recast. The Flash, starring Ezra Miller, known for his role in Perks of Being a Wallflower, is a person who is no newcomer to controversy, whose new film is set to debut on June 23, 2023. His altercation with a fan at a bar in Iceland, allegations of being involved with a cult, and being accused of grooming an 18-year-old have dented the actor's reputation, not to mention his fan base. The film itself is plagued with issues like the constant change of directors. From the looks of it, we suspect the project is not being owned up to, with directors jumping ship as soon as they join the project. The Flash is one of the most loved DC characters of all time, and we hope Ezra can do the iconic Barry Allen justice. He has previously portrayed the character in Zack Snyder's Justice League, where he is recruited by Bruce Wayne. The film is also reported to feature a cameo from Batman. Who among us wouldn't like to see our favorite Caped Crusader make another appearance? That's a wrap for this video. How excited are you for Black Adam? And do you think it's another one of DC's success stories or just another Justice League? We've got our fingers crossed. Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.